Top 100 secrets in hill climb racing 2. Did you know that you can collect a medal without finishing the race? In the track Legendary Apex, there is a secret place beneath you. This is crazy, but Lowrider's door is actually removable. Now some of you may know that all objects will disappear once you move them 100 meters away. Now that's cool. Wow, check this out, so whenever you break the bus, you will still be able to jump shock with both sides. I'm pretty sure some of you guys didn't notice. When you drive in Rust Bucket Reef Adventure and you pause the game at about 460 meters, the screen will zoom out. Now speed it up to about 570 meters, the screen will be zoomed in, and then after that the screen stays normal. This is quite a challenge, but Monster Truck's exhaust pipe can actually be broken off. Now moving on to the next secret, which is after you pass 30,000 meters in Forest Adventure, the trees literally just disappear in the background. Fingersoft is on a budget, aren't they? These lights hide from you as soon as you pass them in Mice Adventure. What could be the cause of that? While we are at it, Sports Car's window can actually be broken off. Speaking of broken off, Hoverbike's window is also removable. So I'm sure you have seen these giant wheels in Canyon Arena, but what if I told you that you can block them in various ways, such as getting your wheel stuck in them or placing your roof in between the wheel and the platform? This is weird, but have you noticed this floating light in Overspill Fun Rig Adventure? Now this clearly belongs on the wall, which you can see in the background. Now to spot this, you have to have eagle eyes, cause on Lowrider's tires it says Lowrider. Don't lose your eagle eyes because you will need them to spot this next secret, which is if you use this specific hot rod paint you can see Bill's hat in the back window. Now this is bizarre, but did you know that a few years ago the time limit in a public event was actually 6 minutes, unlike 1 minute 30 or maybe 2 minutes that it is now? In the track Twisted Trees, there's this weird patchwork plant tree which you can actually get to and check out for yourself. Now if you want to see the whole thing, I would recommend using thrusters because you would need to thrust up. Speaking of patchwork plant, the adventure map of it obviously contains these so-called switches, but the real secret now is that if the switch shows off, the background displays red, although if it shows on, it will display red and green. Have you ever noticed what the fish and the sea creatures actually try to perform in the background? In the Desert Valley adventure map, this is the only lava pit in the entire map as far as I know, which you can see is at 2500 meters. If you use bus and break it in a cargo event, the cart will literally get detached from the bus itself. Once you stop at 1100 meters in the Canyon Arena adventure map, the screen will completely move to the left side for some reason. In Mine's Adventure, you can almost break this metal bar. When you start a race and you don't press the gas or the brake pedal, it will tell you to do something. This is absolutely crazy, but did you know that if you use the Hill Climber MK1 with the legendary 8-bits paint, the exhaust smoke of it will also be displayed in 8 bits. I'm sure not too many people know about this secret because this is the bottom path in Intense City, but at 2800 meters you can actually see Bill looking at you out of the window. Now these are 3 secrets in one, so in the track Silo Showdown you actually have 2 secret places that you can actually check out beneath you. This is the first one, and this would be the second one. And also, why does Lowrider's suspension sometimes look like this before a race? Let's dive into the deep sea again because the next secret lies there, which is about this submarine driver. This is actually a character from a different Fingersoft game called I Hate Fish. If you wanna get rich, just simply go to the 530 meter mark in the Canyon Arena adventure map and collect all the coins below. Now I would recommend doubling them in case you wanna get really rich, and the way to achieve that is by simply watching an ad or having VIP. This was like the coolest like a boss clip I've ever seen, right? Hold up, wait a minute, this might be the best public event that never actually came back in the game. So this was called Downhill Stunts, and the name is pretty self-explanatory. You needed to do stunts while you were going downhill. Isn't that cool? Another secret about Lowrider is that you can break its mirror. Now being completely honest with you though, I wouldn't do that in case you wanna be fast in a race, cause that alone won't make the vehicle any lighter at all. But if you wanna try it yourself, you can achieve that by simply letting a crate fall on your vehicle. This is strange, but at 4300 meters in a mines adventure map, the cart weirdly doesn't make contact with the metal bar, whereas the vehicle obviously does. Whenever you are on a log and it moves forwards, you actually can drive backwards with your vehicle, but as soon as it swings back, you are actually able to drive backwards. Have you seen these weird water creatures in the Gloomvale adventure map? Well, these actually make you immortal, meaning you can't die on them. Let's wait for the beat drop. There we go. Anyway, speaking of being immortal, this bone in the track Bone George does the same exact thing to you. While we are at it, let's explore some more secrets in the glacier tracks, and with some more secrets I mean these scary paintings on the walls. So these paintings not only resemble but also prove the fact that hill climb racing 2 was already a thing in the Stone Age. If you happen to know more about these paintings yourself, please let me know in the comments, or they might really just be there for the design of the map. The Grand Yacht anchored at the end of Paradise Bay is an exact replica of the real-life vessel owned by Tony Fingeroos, the founder of Fingersoft. The Colorado Plateau, characterized by a cluster of vast sandstone buttes, features dramatic landscapes and striking geological formations. Get ready for some bizarreness, cause in the track parking trailers, the behavior of these woods is very odd. It's a rather peculiar occurrence. One shatters, another vanishes without a trace, and the third remains indestructible. Now this could very well be a glitch or some sort of error, but why doesn't Rock Bouncer have its shadow that it is supposed to have? The lights at the top of the pipes are moving in the Rust Bucket Reef adventure map as well as in the cup tracks. So since Mastery is available for Moonlander now as well, a lot of unbeatable records are now possible to beat, but that's besides the point. When you are far enough in a city adventure map, you will get something like moon gravity at one point. This was a while back, but in the 1.58.0 update, Fingersoft changed Formula's exhaust smoke, but for what reason though? They did the same exact thing with Superbike as well, but weirdly enough they only changed the exhaust smoke on this one specific paint. As you can see, the exhaust smoke on some of the other Superbike paints is still black for some reason. Sports car has also received this change, but again only this one specific paint, the other ones still have the black exhaust smoke. Racing Truck also got blessed with a new change, and I don't know how to really describe it, but it's this red light coming out of his rocket, and again this is the only paint that got this change. When you collect adventure chests and you restart the race, the chests will actually remain saved. Did you know that in the track Snow Castle you can visit a secret place? It's nothing really impressive, but it's good to know. The track Breaking Bad in the Cup Finger Grand Prix is obviously a reference to the famous TV show Breaking Bad, but don't get fooled cause the two are spelled differently. So you know how fume boost doesn't work in the air? In order to make it work, you need to touch the ground with the wheels, but what if I told you that it actually was working in the past, but Fingersoft then said, nah, let's fix that so it's not that OP. The track Rubberist offers a hidden secret, so if you keep retrying the race, the background will always change. Now as for the next secret, you have to be really bored if you found this yourself, but the part roll cage indeed disappears as you move past a few vehicles in the garage. Has anyone discovered an explanation for the meaning of this eerie picture in the Overspill Fundrig adventure map? This might be useful if you are an adventure player, so long story short, Hot Rod's engine can be broken off. Check this out, so at the 3000 meter mark in the Moon adventure map, this coin is in fact hiding from you in the ground. This is deep down a very laborious secret to spot in the sea. Do you get it? Deep down and we are deep in the sea? Okay, anyway, at 570 meters in the Rust Bucket Reef adventure map, there are two hidden kraken / octopus / squid symbols under the giant rock. The other one is on the right side. The giant wheel that follows us in Mine's adventure, that's the opening scene of the adventure movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. Vehicles can evidently jump shock forwards, right? But Muscle Car is surprisingly the only vehicle that cannot jump shock backwards. Due to what reason are these two trees floating in forest trials? Just so you know, these logs in the forest adventure map are floating as well. Fingersoft thought we wouldn't get up there, huh? Modify this boat into a flyer and create a unique escape from the ordinary water experience and unveiling a new world of airborne exploration and spectacular views. So not only do objects have a tendency to float in this game, but you will also encounter floating crocodiles. Just make sure to be careful cause those jaws are still ready for action and they can bite your head off at any given moment. The track Wieler provides you with a cozy hidden spot to discover. When you lower the suspension to 1 on formula, you will easily be able to front wheel with it, so make sure to show it off to your friends. This is absolutely bizarre, but at one point in the Moon adventure map you will stumble upon these shapes, which are actually part of Fingersoft's logo on LinkedIn. At the 500 meter mark in the Desert Valley adventure map, in this particular pit of quicksand, you actually cannot die no matter how deep you go. Just a quick side fact, the word ccev actually stands for Climb Canyon Electric Vehicle. Have you ever noticed that in the city adventure map we are driving in the wrong direction the whole time? Let's stay in city for a little longer cause it is actually based off of New York City by no surprise. Now this is very unusual cause the shadow of the bird is not moving even though the bird itself is moving. This is actually an Easter egg, but on the Super Diesel paint the label reads Autoparts Uleborg, and that's the Swedish name for Oulu, refers to the city in Finland where Fingersoft, the game developer known for the hill climb racing series, was established. This next secret is quite comical, but if you look closely in the track highs and lows, you will recognize some stuff borrowed from mines, which adds an interesting layer to the analysis. Demented is what I like to call it, but in the track Coral Quarrel lies a concealed pathway above you, shrouded in mystery. The track Far Far Away is unique in the game as it is the only track without an invisible wall behind you, offering a rare opportunity for exploration and discovery beyond the usual boundaries. The team event background showcases the actual place where Bill Newton lives. It's supposedly called Climb Canyon. If you play adventure and you use snowmobile, just know that it is possible to break its keys, so I think it's not a bad idea to do so. First you gotta see it to believe it, but I don't know if Fingersoft thought this was a cool idea, but they put a countryside barn in a forest track. It's quite an odd phenomenon, but I mean, I guess it's good to know, right? So this one is quite hard to explain, but I will try my best to explain it as best as I can. So basically, whenever you have collected all the needed medals for you to receive a red chest, at the bottom you can spot a little medal logo, whereas other times it's not there. This is interesting but also unexplainable, so whenever you reach the point where it says whee, the wheelie boost stops working even though you're still wheeling. Now, out of all the city tracks, Whiplash is the only one that features water pits where you cannot die in. Speaking of water pits, at the 4000 meter mark in the forest adventure map, this is the only water pit in the entire map where you cannot die in. Now, as far as I know, Super Diesel is the only vehicle which is capable of doing this, but if you keep the gas pedal pressed and repeatedly tap the brake pedal, you can maintain the Super Diesel's overcharged turbo activated. Did you know that the bus will break in half if you park it on a sharp terrain and meanwhile have it in rest mode, although it doesn't work when the roof is still equipped? Do you remember me showing you those scary paintings in the glacier tracks? Well, this is almost the same thing, but this time with an hidden elephant symbol. Now I'm gonna show you two secret places in the Desert Valley adventure map where you can break your hood. First, it can be done in this cactus space, so just make sure to remove all the cactuses and you're good to go. The second option would be on this piece of wood. This container is underground for a reason. It is because of the frames per second or short FPS. When you play on your phone it's 60 FPS, but when you play on the PC, the FPS can easily be bypassed, making the container not stuck anymore. The fuel positioning in the track Flying Log is quite a phenomenon. Memorize the position of the fuels. Now this is a trick to get a faster run. Wait a few seconds before starting the race so that one of the fuels can reposition itself, making time trial easier. By simply using bus and thrusters, you can easily explore an exciting spot in Intense City, all while enjoying the scenic views along the way. Speaking of exploring, you can also check out this place in the overspill funding adventure map, and I would recommend using wings, landing boost and fume boost for it. The rotator operates on 3 wheels instead of the expected 4, with 1 wheel at the front and 2 at the rear, offering enhanced maneuverability and a unique driving experience. This is strange, but whenever you play cargo with bus and you break its roof, the bus itself goes behind the roof, whereas the cart goes in front. The track factory settings offers you a hidden trick you can pull off with snowmobile using heavy weights, so stop at 128 meters, drive backwards, and when the invisible wall is reached, press the gas and hold it until you completely run out of fuel. These are the only two beach tracks with darker and denser water compared to the other beach tracks, creating a more mysterious atmosphere. This unique water might very well originate from gloomvale, adding an intriguing element to the scenery. You can actually get inside the texture in the track far away using ccev, but make sure to climb this wall correctly, otherwise it won't work. Thank you all so much for watching. This video almost took me a month to make, so please like and subscribe.